let me start off by saying that posting a video of this nature was not something that I really wanted to do. I had two dreams about the rapture, or rather related to the rapture event, that I feel that I need to speak about. I had an unction from the Holy Spirit to speak what was delivered to me, and I want to be obedient to that. I don't want any attention necessarily drawn to myself or saying I'm so great and holy, because we know that I am not. I don't want any credit or any fame or anything of that nature. All the glory goes to God. So here we go. Two dreams about the rapture. The first dream I had was I was in a place like a part of the Mount of Olives. And I was walking in a cutout in the earth. The cutout looked probably about, I would say, like 15 feet deep, and maybe about 8 feet wide. And it didn't seem like there was any danger, but this was definitely post-Armageddon. Okay, this was after the Battle of Armageddon, and I was seeing Jesus. I was seeing Jesus walking ahead of me, and then I seemed to be ahead of Jesus looking at him at the same time. Can't explain that, but I did. And what he was wearing was this really simply designed robe with a sash around the body, and it was a really deep, elaborate burgundy. It was really nice looking. It was in fact, I've never seen anything look like that, but I did. And he was walking towards the Mount of Olives, towards the Temple Mount, and that would be the Eastern Gate. And he had a look on his face of absolute determination, but with patience, and a resolve, as if to say, this is the moment. Okay? And then the dream was over. All right. The next dream I had, I'm going to say that it seemed to be in the millennium, because everything was perfect. Everything was absolutely perfect. I was standing out in an open field with a lot of perfectly green grass, and although I may think of any beautiful scenery that I would consider to be great, oh, this is wonderful, that was nothing to be compared with what I saw. Every hill, every valley, everything that I saw was perfect. I mean, there was no imperfections whatsoever. It was hard to describe, but it was perfectly green for miles and miles and miles. And I was standing by a lake, probably the distance of about where I am relative to where this water is here. And but I was about maybe, I'm going to say about 50 feet higher, and I was at a place that looked like there, like it seemed like that was the distance. It was something like that. And as I stood there, I was standing almost as if I was standing guard, but there was no danger. There was no problem. There was no issues. And I seemed to be completely alone, although I did not feel that I was alone, but I knew I was. So as I was looking out into the water, I saw that there was this structure that was being like coming out of the water, and people were standing on the platform. It seemed to be somewhat of a visiting kind of center, like you would go visit one of these warships and stand on the deck. But there was an accident. A part of it fell down, and two people fell into the water, or rather was going to fall into the water, and I noticed it. The first thought I had in mind was something like, is it my turn? Don't understand that, but that's what I thought. And I looked, saw that no one else was available to assist, and I thought to jump into the water. But though this poses a problem for me now, in the dream, there was no problem at all. The people were falling down about a mile away, but I could see them. I don't know how, can't explain it, but I could. And as they went to the water, or rather I say as they hit the water, I thought to jump into the water, and from that instant, being from up there to being in there, a mile away, I seemed to be there in less than a second, and then I was out of the water with them. It seemed to be somewhat of a super duper rescue. And I remember what the individuals looked like. There were two girls. One was about 7 years old, and the other one was about 13, 14 years old. And then I woke up. The next dream, I was standing in something like a cave. The cave was probably about, I would say, 100 feet high, and it was shaped in an L. So I was standing in the middle where the two parts converge, one part looking out and the other part looking out the other way. And there were people there, and they were building something. I don't know what they were building, but they were building something. Again, we were talking about an atmosphere of absolute peace. Okay? I was standing guard in some way. I don't get it, but I was. And I woke up. That was it. The next part of that dream was I was standing at in a city area, something like a parking lot of a 7-Eleven. It looked something like that. And there were these two guys talking. They weren't paying attention to me. I wasn't paying attention to them, but I was there. And as if I was policing. But then again, there was no danger. But I was there. So then I woke up. I don't know what they mean, but the first dream where I saw Jesus, that was definitely Post-Armageddon. And the second dream with those three parts was definitely in the Millennium. So I just wanted to be obedient and give that message, and that's it. Thanks.